Hello. Hi. This is Bill Watkins again. I'm coming to you. This week a question came in and I thought we might spend a little time answering the question. Here's what happened. My mother divorced my father. Now she refuses to go to church because she feels like she will be judged. She has panic attacks about it. What can I do to help her? There are all kinds of things that I don't know in terms of the circumstances of the divorce and all the other things that go with that. I don't know the congregation that she might be considering going to. So there's a lot of things I cannot answer very specifically about that question, but there are some things that I can. In Ephesians chapter 6, the Bible says, "Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Honor your father and mother, which is the first commandment with promise, that it may be well with you, and your days may be long on the earth." Now, listen carefully to this. Regardless of how your mother may have divorced your father, I don't know how that happened. Regardless of the circumstances, I do know this, that every child is obligated before God to honor their parents. And so I would say, honor your mother. Realize that there are some decisions that are hers and hers alone that you can't make, that you're not going to be responsible for. And your job is not to make her make the right decisions or to make her make any decisions. Your job instead is to honor her. And so whatever that means and whatever that takes, I would say, first of all, show her respect and honor and genuine love, that you care for her, that she is the one not only who brought you life, but the one who I'm sure has made great sacrifices for you throughout her life. So honor and love her for who she is. In the second place, there's a passage in 1 Timothy chapter 5, in the first couple of verses, that I think have application here. He says in that passage, "Do not rebuke an older man, but exhort him as a father, younger men as brothers, older women as mothers, younger women as sisters, with all purity." Now listen to what he said. He says, now you treat older women like you would treat your mother. And then he says, here's the way you would do that. First of all, he says you don't rebuke them. The word that he uses for rebuke here means to strike at. In other words, when people are making decisions that you may not agree with, and especially if it's a parent or an older person, you don't strike at them. You're not harsh with them. Never be harsh with your mother, regardless of what decisions she chooses to make. But instead, he says, entreat that person. Entreat your mother. That means literally to call to your side. In the New Testament, that word is sometimes translated as comfort. Sometimes it's translated as encouragement. So you comfort, you encourage, you get close to, you talk to your mom. That's what you can do. But never be critical or harsh of who she is. Always make sure that you honor her, even when you disagree with her decisions. Honor her in doing that. Maybe two more things that I would suggest that might be of help here. Number one is to realize that if you're still living at home and this is your mom, maybe your mission field is at home. Maybe the most important work that you will do is to encourage your mom in order to be faithful to God, to come back to the people of God. And I think that that will help a lot. A third thing that I would tell you is that sometimes God's people are not always kind. I would like to say that they are, but sometimes because they're people, and sometimes because we tend to let the human side and the fleshly side of us get in the way, sometimes members of the church do things that they ought not do. Now, having said that, if you have a congregation with great elders, part of the job of a shepherd, and you read Ezekiel and you'll see this to be the case, is to bring back those who have been driven away. Good elders keep members from driving other members away. Make sure that you get her to a congregation, if she will go at all, where there's good leadership, good, solid people. And if she has panic attacks now and having difficulty going, then how about inviting people who are part of the congregation to come and visit with her? The Bible says that pure religion and undefiled is to visit the fatherless and the widows in their affliction, to keep oneself unspotted from the world. To visit means to meet their needs. The word widow means bereft. It can describe a woman whose husband is dead, and it can also describe a woman who is divorced, who is now by herself. So bring members of the church in and Make sure they're spiritual, kind, encouraging, and loving people. And that will go a great deal toward bringing her back into the fellowship of the church. Whatever she decides, though, love her, honor her, encourage her, talk to her, get close to her. I hope this helps. Thanks.